So typically in the past with the channel, we have done upcoming releases for an entire month, but August 5th is so jam-packed full of stuff that it's going to get its own video. Starting off with the heavily anticipated Prey, which of course is a film within the Predator franchise. And this film has been getting a ton of positive reviews from critics that I personally know and, respect their opinion. And some are even calling it better than the original. Now that's a little hyperbolic, I'm sure, but to have it even compared to the original after how subpar a lot of the other ones feel in comparison, albeit entertaining, I just think that we are finally going to be excited about a Predator film again, or at least that's the way it seems to be. This one is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, I think is how you say his name, who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane. And this one is set 300 years in the past and will be taking place with the Comanche, which is a really interesting premise and was kind of set up at the end of Predator 2. So this is definitely one to look forward to. Prey will be exclusively streaming on Hulu.
Also releasing on August 5th on VOD and is currently in select theaters until then is Resurrection, which has Rebecca Hall from The Night House and Tim Roth from a lot of
Countless
things.
films.
And this one is about Margaret, whose life is in order. She's capable, disciplined, and successful. Everything's under control until David shows up. We really love seeing Rebecca Hall in The Night House, and this movie looks like it's going to be another slow burn psychological horror that's sort of similar in style and tone to The Night House. This movie looks like it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited for it.
So next up, we have a film that is coming from A24. Now, A24 is typically known for its slow burn psychological horror, but this time we've got a comedy horror thriller. I've heard from some people that this film has no horror in it at all. So, we will find out and report back on that as soon as we see it. But as of right now, IMDb does have this listed as comedy horror thriller, so we're going to stick with that. And this film is called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. When a group of rich 20-somethings plan a hurricane party at a remote family mansion, a party game turns deadly in this fresh and funny look at a backstabbing, fake friends, and one party gone very, very wrong. This film has Pete Davidson in it. I feel like that's going to be the most familiar face to anybody that's kind of being sold. For the most part, this one looks like it is going to be way more comedy than horror. And I think the A24 banner is what has me the most interested, mostly because they would never do a film like this. And I really respect the picks that they have. So this should be an interesting one for them. And I look forward to viewing it.
Moving away from horror for a moment, we have from the director of Deadpool 2 and John Wick, Bullet Train, which is an action movie starring Brad Pitt, Joey King, Michael Shannon, and a lot of other people. And it's about 5 assassins aboard a bullet train in Japan. This movie looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, very action-packed. This director seems to handle action really well since he's coming from John Wick and Deadpool 2, so this will be something for action fans to look forward to.
Next up, we have a film which I can only assume is going to be very controversial just because of its subject matter, which is They/Them. LGBTQIA plus empowerment tale set at a gay conversion camp. I mean, if that description alone doesn't scream that this film is going to have some naysayers from the get. I mean, the film hasn't even come out yet, and it has a 3.1 on IMDb, if you can't tell that some people are opposed to films like this existing. But this stars Kevin Bacon, which we all know, mostly from, that film he made, Friday the 13th. He's done nothing since. So it's good to see him back.
Yeah.
Nice. Since he hasn't made a film since 1980. And Anna Klumsky, now there's a name from the past. She was, of course, in My Girl, And honestly, I do not know many things else she did do, being serious this time. Not like with the Kevin Bacon joke. Now, we've got director John Logan. And this is his feature film debut as the director, but as a writer. This guy created Penny Dreadful. He wrote Alien Covenant. He wrote multiple James Bond movies. He wrote Hugo. He wrote Sweeney Todd, The Aviator, The Last Samurai, a Star Trek movie, Gladiator. I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy has some serious writing credits to his name. So the fact that he's handling something like this must be a pretty personal tale to him. I'm not sure. But I look forward to seeing what this film actually pans out being without, getting some kind of preconceived notions just off of a title, which I actually think is super clever.
Yes.
They/them is a very, very clever title dealing with, a more controversial topic as gender pronouns would be. And this film being centered very heavily around the LGBT community is, of course, going to raise a bunch of, flags for people who don't want to sit through this kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to it, and we will give it its fair day in court. And as long as it's a good movie, I'm all about it.
Absolutely.
They/them will be exclusively streaming on Peacock.
Lastly, we have a series instead of a movie. This is coming to Netflix. It's the Sandman series by author Neil Gaiman, who is a renowned fantasy writer. He's written many books, and this he supposedly has a really heavy involvement in, so we can expect, or at least hope, that it's going to be pretty similar to the comics that he wrote. Some of the cast members include Boyd Holbrook from Logan, Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones, and playing the lead role is Tom Sturridge. Like most Netflix series, this has all of the episodes dropping at once, so you can binge all 11 episodes when they come out. That's it.
If you want to read the synopsis.
No.
Okay. So as you guys can see, this is a jam-packed day, and hopefully we're going to be able to see a couple of the films on August 4th, the early release in the theaters. And then we'll try to catch up with the other movies on the 5th, and so that we can get to Sandman after the films, and all of those reviews will be coming to the channel as soon as we can get them up. I look forward to talking about all these, and I am curious on which one of these you guys are interested in. Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you down there.